Hey guys, it's Shellbell VSG, and I am coming to you from the hospital. It is, I guess, day 2, because I had surgery yesterday. Is that how we do it? I don't know. And I am feeling actually pretty good. I'm having a little bit more pain than I had yesterday. They said that's because the numbing agent they put into your stitch area wears off. So I kind of feel like I did 7,000 sit-ups or crunches yesterday, which I most definitely did not. But it's nothing unmanageable. I actually have not had any pain medicine aside from Tylenol, so that's pretty good. So here's how it went down. I arrived yesterday at 7, even though I didn't need to be here until 7:30. Got all checked in, and then waited around, and finally at about 8:30 they came out and said there was an emergency in the ER, and it had taken over 2 of the rooms that were scheduled for bariatric patients, which is, unfortunate because it makes for a lot of waiting, but I get that. I would hope that if I or somebody else was in an accident, they would do the same, because an emergency should trump non-emergency surgery. So finally at about 9:30 they came and got me and took me into the back where they prep you, and I threw on the gown. They hooked me up to my IV. They only had to try that twice. They tried the arm that I always donate blood from, and she got it in, but it wasn't dripping properly. It had to be in one particular position for it to drip, and that's not good because likelihood of it always staying in that position is slim. So she called in another nurse to try the second time, got that one in here. There you go. Can you see it? And put on the scleroperamine patch. I don't know if you can see that. That's the patch a lot of people use when they go on cruises. It helps prevent nauseousness, and gave me some meds through the IV. And the surgeon came in and talked to me, which was funny. He asked me what Pandora station I wanted to listen to during surgery, and I was like, I don't know, you should pick that. You're the one doing the surgery. And he said, no. And so I chose the Beck radio station. I listen to it a lot at home. It has a lot of good 90s music that I like. Then the anesthesiologist came, and she was really nice. Oh God, water is really gross now. And then before I knew it, I was up and walking in, and hopped up on the little step stool, hopped up onto the table, and as soon as I laid down and put my arms out, I started to cry. I don't know if I mentioned the last time I had to walk into an OR, I had a full-blown panic attack. This was not that. It was just crying, not even sobbing, just tears running out of my eyes because I got nervous. So the anesthesiologist, who knew that was a possibility, had said, no, where's your happy place? You want to go somewhere tropical? Where are we going? Tropical, the woods, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, I want to go to my apartment that I had in Florence. And the surgeon goes, Firenze, and everybody kind of giggled. And then I said, damn, I should have picked the Pantera Pandora station, because there's no crying with Pantera. And he goes, my nurses don't allow me to listen to Pantera anymore. I was like, you like Pantera? And he starts laughing. I was like, well, if not Pantera, Tool. And all of a sudden the nurse just cracks up and she goes, oh my God, you have the right surgeon, because he loves Tool. And I was like, oh, I was just at the Tool concert not too long ago. And so we kind of chatted, and he's like, okay, now here's where we talk about you. And they did all their numbers and everything like that. And the next thing I know, I was waking up in recovery. Like, I don't even remember them putting on the oxygen mask for me. In recovery, I was crying because I did not have the gas in my shoulders or in my back the way a lot of people get it. It was all mostly in my abdomen, and man, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. And the nurse just kept saying, you had surgery, there's gonna be some pain. And I was like, oh, I know, but I didn't expect this. And then I stopped crying, and they wheeled me upstairs because they must have given me some kind of pain medicine. And when I got upstairs, they wanted me to walk from the bed I was in to the bed I was going into. I lucked out. I got the last private room at that point in time. And when I got out of the first bed, I got really dizzy. And so they got me in the other bed and they said, do you want to go for a walk? And I said, I just got super dizzy. I don't think I should go for a walk right now. And they said, no, get in bed. So I got in bed and I kind of dozed on and off for a while. My parents came up. We all hung out for a little bit. The nurse, came to do my vitals and do all that stuff. And then I said, okay, I think I'm ready for a walk. It had been maybe an hour or so. So I got up and I did 2 laps with the nurse guy, and that was good. And then I was dozing, like I was texting somebody and I fell asleep mid-text. So it had like 3 regular words, and then my hand was still on the phone and it was all gobbledygook. It was really funny. And then my parents left about 4. They came back in, the nurses, and gave me my, I guess, lunch, which was they had immediately put me on clear broth. And so I had some broth. There was a little bit of really gross Jell-O, and like some ice chips, which have been my favorite the whole time. And then I just kept dozing on and off. I'd get up every time they came, to check my vitals. Not every time, but most times, and have, go for a walk for a little bit. After the second time, they said I could walk myself, which was great. I've been using the restroom to urinate really easily a bunch of times, which is great because that's the thing you have to do before they'll discharge you. So she was like, of course you're getting discharged tomorrow. Some people have a really hard time with that, but I've not had a hard time at all. Sorry, that's probably TMI. I've probably walked like 30 or 40 laps since last night. The last time I walked last night was at 3 a.m. and then I've already been out. It's 7 this morning. I've been out and did like 4 laps this morning, so everybody's really amazed. I've been using my spirometer. The nurse, this morning I woke up with more pain than yesterday. My abdomen really hurts, and she said that is because the numbing agent they give you in surgery is beginning to wear off. But she came in and gave me some more Tylenol. I've only had Tylenol. I haven't had the harder stuff thus far. So she gave me some Tylenol, and I immediately got up, used the restroom, and then did some more laps, because really, you guys, they're not lying. Walking helps the most. I did bring the gas strips. I ate those last night. I don't know how much they helped. And I don't know if this pain I have now is pain in... I don't think it's gas pain, because it hurts like when I lean over or stand up or whatever. I really think it's... I asked her, I was like, well, it's not like incision pain. It just is abdominal pain. It's like I did 3,000 crunches. And she said, yeah, it's pretty normal. So at 7 o'clock, usually they have everybody out the next day by 11. And then I'll be going to my folks' house and just hanging out there for a few days. And they'll send me home with some pain medicine, which they want us to take for a full 24 hours after, because that numbing agent is going to come out. So yeah, that's about it. I haven't had any breakfast yet this morning. It's funny because the stuff that they brought me yesterday, I barely ate any of it or drank any of it. But I kind of wanted it, but not because I was hungry, just because my mouth is so dry. And I found that I don't care for the water. The ice chips are really great because they just coat your whole mouth with liquid. But oddly enough, the salty broths, for some reason, even though they're salty, in the moment that I'm drinking them, really help me feel less thirsty. And the Jell-O, they brought me yellow and red Jell-O at dinner, but the nurse asked me not to eat the red because if I threw up, she wouldn't know if it was blood or Jell-O, which is super gross, I know. Thankfully, I haven't thrown up. The closest I felt to throwing up was twice this morning. No, I'm sorry, it was once last night, because they had me, I take a mood stabilizer and an antidepressant, and they had me swallow those, and theirs antidepressant, I think it was 2 pills. So I took 3 solid pills last night, one right after the other, and I felt like they got stuck a little bit, that feeling. So I drank a little bit of water, and they just didn't sit right. So I thought they were going to come back up, but they didn't. I was really surprised they had me take full pills, but they've told me all along that's not a problem. So, and then for some reason this morning, I don't know, it was right after she changed my IV, but they didn't give me, she did inject something into my IV. I don't know what it was, but immediately after I got that feeling in your mouth that my brother calls it juicy jaw, that you get right before you throw up, and I just had to sit here for a minute, but it passed. And yeah, that's that. So I know that I really look stellar right now. My throat is dry, but it doesn't really hurt too much. And I guess that's it. Hopefully you guys will move over because I'm on the loser bench. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.